All right, so I thought I'd do a kind of a bedroom tour. I mean, this is my house, but this is kind of where all my nerd stuff is for the time being. I'm actually building a finished basement nerd room. It's going to be official. It's going to have a lot of really cool stuff in it. Um, but we're in the midst of doing that, so this is kind of a temporary space. First off, this place was the people who owned this house before me. They had a baby, so this is a baby's room. That's why it's so blue. We're going to eventually turn it into a guest room or something, or an office. But for now, this is my nerd room. So I thought I'd show you around. Also, keep in mind, I have a lot of nerdy stuff. A lot of really cool collections of things, but the majority are at my parents' house still. I just haven't taken the time to move them. So let's get started. I'll turn this around here for you. So, as you can see, this is a blank wall here. I'm looking at putting up some posters here. I've been ordering a lot of posters from Fandango that come with buying movie tickets. So I have a handful of them, superhero, whatnot, and I'm gonna get those hung up and framed, and I'm gonna put them up there. So let's start on this side here. So that's the doorway, but over here I have a computer system. Sorry for the focus, there we go. This I'm working on right now. I have a keyboard, I have a monitor, and then I have this computer here. There is something wrong with it. I'm still figuring it out. Seventh, I know you're kind of a computer expert. I hate to ask you when you're out of work, on your days off and stuff, but if you have any idea of how I can fix this, it turns on. The hard drive works. I think it just needs an operating system. That's really all I'm getting out of it. Got the operating system, was going to do it through flash drive, plugged it into the ports on the flash drive here, and I'm not getting any, it's not detecting the operating system when it's in the BIOS. It's just not. So I'm in the process of working on that. Once I have that, though, I'll have a decent computer for gaming. It's not anything special. It's kind of old, but it's good for now, and I think it'll do a decent job once it's all put together and everything. So that's just kind of sitting here. I have my dresser here, but up on top is where I have all of my toy collections, pretty much. Basically, I've reviewed some of these, but just going kind of down the line, I have a Kylo Ren and a Darth Vader Black Series. I got the Kylo Ren a long time ago, and I saw a Darth Vader, which I hadn't seen in a long time. He's kind of hard to find at times, and I just couldn't help but get him as well, and I think they look really cool together. So I have that. I have a Echo Dot here. I don't really use it that often, but I have it anyway. I have the Sphero BB-8. His antenna broke off like the day I got him. He crashed into a wall, but he's still really cool. I still really enjoy messing around with him. He's just fun. This here is just it's for something coming up here soon. You'll see it later. Then I have my Soundwave. He's the only one I haven't reviewed yet. I don't know if I'll ever do him or not. He's kind of a tough one for me. I like posing him and everything, but he's really just one I like to keep right there just because he's not as easy to pose as the others. I have a little Spike back there. That's the one that comes with the MPP-10. Have the Power of the Primes Optimus Prime here. Power of the Primes Hot Rod Rodimus MPP-10 with the customized Autobot logo. I have a little calendar up here with comic book facts. Kind of behind on that actually, but then I have a closet here. Just closing it really, but if you can see, I do have an NES Classic Edition. I also have an SNES Classic Edition. Those I don't have on display right now. I'll tell you why in a little bit, but they're displayed in here in a way. Donatello painting someone did for me a while back. I have a couple of wireless controllers for the Classic Editions. I have a RetroPie box up there, which I'll get to later. Back there you can see that some of my posters built up for that I'm going to start hanging up here soon. Ollivanders, which if I send you back here, I did go to Universal Studios in Florida, And I did do the Ollivander, I did go to Ollivander's and do the Harry Potter world and all that. So that's this here. Got to pick it out myself. It's pretty cool, I would say. Let me see if I can get it out here for you without... I remember I had to carry this thing around all of Universal while I was riding rides and shit all day, and it kind of sucked. But here, hang on. I'm gonna put this down for just 1 second. So yeah, it's pretty cool. There we go. Get you from not looking at Soundwave's crotch. This is my wand here. God, this is really blurry. There we go. This is my wand. Looks pretty cool. That was a lot of fun to go to. I really enjoyed that experience. I hadn't been to Florida before, and it was just a fun thing. And then behind it, for my birthday this year, my girlfriend got me this. This is the Black Series Authentic lightsaber. I don't have any batteries in it right now because I actually needed them for something else, and I don't like keeping batteries in things that I'm not using at the time. I'm really just displaying it right now, but it's one of those ones that looks really realistic. Technically, it's a Rey lightsaber. It's marketed as the Rey's, but I liked it because it is the official, like, Anakin Skywalker, Empire Strikes Back, Luke Skywalker original lightsaber that they had, that they used for the classic stuff. So that's cool. Like I said, it's really realistic looking, and I just really enjoy that. But I just display it for right now. All right, then over here I just have a skateboard and a guitar, so that's not really special. Then I have my Dragon's Lair poster. I got this framed, ordered it and framed it not too long ago. I wasn't going to originally frame it, but the quality was so good when it came in the mail, and it's so big that I just really wanted it to look nice, and I really love it a lot, to be honest with you. It's really cool. And then up against that, I have my nerd shelf here. So as you can see, it goes all the way up. Up there I have, well, if you remove the candle, but I have my RoboCop, which I did a review of a couple years ago, which I will have a follow-up video to that here within the next week or two. I don't want to spoil it, but I do have a follow-up video for that toy line. I have a Breath of the Wild shield backpack, Mario Odyssey hat. That is the movie. I've never reviewed that one either, but it's the Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Optimus Prime. Say what you will about the movie, that toy is fantastic. I like it a lot. I went to a Fan Fest screening of Back to the Future at Flick's Brewhouse here, where I live, and so that's a souvenir ticket. On this first shelf here, I have all my controllers I don't use often. I have my original PlayStation 4 plate, which I replaced with a matte finish because I hated the scratches. I have a Vault Boy Funko Pop, the only Funko Pop I own. Wii U controller. I have a PS4 controller, Wii U Pro controller, and then on the other side is a PS3 controller. Down here, I have some more of my other nerdy stuff. I have my Switch games, Ready Player One, Armada. Those are the two Ernest Cline books. I've been rereading through those since the movie. That's the glass from the FamFest, and it came with a sticker and a couple other things. This old Mario toy I got when I was little in a Burger King thing. You can tell he's designed a little older, so I don't know, I just kind of keep him around because he's cool. Comic books. I'm a big comic book fan, obviously. I got my Jack Kirby Fourth World Omnibus, which actually has a misprint in it. One of the pages is doubled, so in the middle of one of the stories, it's the same page, which is kind of annoying, but I don't want to send it in and get it fixed. It's not that big of a deal. I also have the first Batman volume and the Flash from Rebirth, which is kind of cool. I have this amiibo here of one of the Guardians. Got him a while back. Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection. My 3DS was in there, but I have it out right now. It's not in that case. 3DS games. Just kind of the basic ones, the ones you can think of. My Switch games are in that little thing there, even though my cases are up there. I have my Wii and Wii U games, or my Wii, Wii U, and GameCube games. This is after selling most of my collection of those. Mario Sunshine, Monkey Ball, Sonic, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Kart Double Dash. But then on the Wii, I have Galaxy, Skyward Sword. Wii U, I have all the Zelda remasters, Smash Brothers, and then I have Super Mario Maker, which Those are like the only games on the Wii U that you really need anymore because everything else is remastered for the Switch. So I just have that just because I can still play them that way. On the next shelf, I have the complete original series of Transformers, the animated series, G1. I just picked this up really recently, really cheap off Amazon, and been kind of going through this as much as I can. Behind that, I have the Transformers movie Steelbook, which I picked up at the same time, so I had the whole collection. And then over here, I have all of the Marvel movies, every single one except The Incredible Hulk, which I will get eventually. It's my least favorite Marvel movie, or one of them, so I haven't been in a huge hurry to get it, but I do pick it up. I do want to get the entire collection when I can. But I do have all of the movies up to Thor Ragnarok, which is the last one that's been released on video. I got it in 4K, which this is the first one I got in 4K for the Marvel series. Then I got Deadpool here, which is technically not Marvel Studios, but I wanted somewhere to put it. Have some seasons of The Flash and Arrow. I have 2 other seasons of Arrow, but I can't fit them on this shelf. I have the original trilogy on Blu-ray of Star Wars. I have The Force Awakens Steelbook, and I have The Last Jedi Steelbook, and then Rogue One. I wanted to get both of these in Steelbook because I just like things uniformed and whatnot, so that's what that is. Then I have the Dark Knight trilogy. This is when they first released the trilogy on Blu-ray. This has all 3 movies on it, so I'm glad I have that. Over here I have Rick and Morty just because I needed something. This shelf sticks out on each end, so I needed something a little thicker on each side, so I just got some random stuff to put on each side there. But it's the first 2 seasons of Rick and Morty. Then down here I have a laptop. Doesn't really work very well. I just use it when it has to be plugged in and everything. It's really old, so I don't use it that often. I have my DC movies, which I don't really have a place for yet because I watch them enough that I don't want to go store them, but I also just need to put them somewhere. So I'm going to find a permanent place for them later on. But I have Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League. And then I picked up the 4K version of Man of Steel because I absolutely love that movie. And I just really wanted it in 4K, and it was on sale, so I got that. So I actually have that twice. But I have Justice League in 4K as well, so that's just my DC collection. Down here I just have some wires that I keep in, controllers and stuff. I just keep it in this box here, and then the original Halo games, which I was looking for at one point and brought them, and then I kind of just ended up just leaving them there just because. And then lastly I have my chair set up. I have a beer sitting here, but I have my my little coffee table kind of thing that I've been using. It's really just a tub, but it has my comic books in it. Not all of them, but just the newest ones I have. I have a pull list at my local comic store, so every time I get comics, I just throw them in there and then catch up. Then I have my gaming and TV setup. This is a Toshiba 55-inch 4K, not Ultra HD or anything, but it does the job well. I was really proud to be able to get a TV like this. As you can see, I have my PlayStation on, but I do have some other games. I have some really crappy SNES clone controllers, and then I have this Logitech USB controller because I have the NES Pi, which I actually did a review on this. I just never posted it. I may do another review on it eventually. This is just a RetroPie. It just is in this cool little case. I installed a fan in it, so it plays really well. But I love it. It has everything a RetroPie you'd want on it. So I love this thing a lot. It's one of my favorite things to have. That's kind of why I have it displayed, my NES and SNES Classic, because I did have them on display for a little while, and then I had this, and they just were kind of in the way on this because I use this to store controllers too as well, so I just thought I'd keep them in the closet in the box for a while. I have a Switch Pro controller here. Pro controller rocks. And then I have the Switch. Then you get down here, I have some amiibos. I have the 8-bit Link, Ocarina Link, Twilight Princess Wolf Link. I have Mario, Luigi. I have Twilight Princess Link back there, 8-bit Mario, and then Shovel Knight. These are kind of random. I wanted these ones specifically and the Mario and Luigi, and then the 8-bit Mario, and they're just ones from collections I wanted. I got this with the Twilight Princess. The Shovel Knight I really wanted, but the Twilight Princess Link I really just got because I wanted him for the Amiibo support in Breath of the Wild. I don't really have any use for him anymore, and I'm not a big Amiibo fan, but I ended up getting a couple for my collection reasons. Like, I really just wanted one, and then I ended up getting another to match it. So that's all I'm really going to be getting in the end, I think. Next, I have the Super Nintendo. I only have 3 games for it. I did have a lot more growing up, but my sister ended up taking them, and now that I have the RetroPie, I don't really need them. I'm not a huge game collector, but I have Turtles in Time. This one I just picked up a couple months ago, like 2 or 3 months ago. I just had to have this game back because this was actually mine, and I absolutely loved it, and I got it for a fair price. It's pretty good, in pretty good shape. I just had to get this game. I got Killer Instinct just because I never played it before, and I don't know, I just really wanted to play it, and it was pretty cheap at my local retro store, so I thought I would grab that. Then I also have Super Mario World, so that's all I got for those. And then I have my Nintendo sitting back there behind Shovel Knight and Link. My original Nintendo. This is the one that we grew up playing when I was little. My sister has a Retron, so she doesn't need these consoles. This isn't the original SNES I had growing up. I ended up picking up a new one a while back because we couldn't find it, and this one was in good shape and it wasn't yellowed or anything, so I got it. But the NES is the original one we had growing up. It is re-chipped because when I plugged it in just last summer, it wouldn't work and I needed to re-chip it. Luckily, I worked at a game store for a while and I knew how to do that, so I went and picked up a new chip for that and did that. I only have 2 games for the Nintendo now. We used to have a lot more. 2 that I just had to have. One was Batman the video game. This is a little hint as to the RoboCop up there. There'll be a review video coming out shortly that has to do with this. And then RoboCop, which I never grew up playing this game, but I thought it would complement having the toy, getting it, and I got it for a cheap price as well, and I just thought it would be kind of cool to have, so I picked those up. But that's all I have for that. I really just like to have them just to display and everything. Then I have the PS4, and then I have the Wii U. Haven't turned on the Wii U in a very, very long time, but that's okay. I have an Xbox One as well, but I have it in the living room just because we need something out in the living room. And then I have my games in here, just your basic PS4 games. I have I just picked this up for really cheap because I actually really want to play it, so that's just kind of chilling in there for now. But I have kind of the games you'd expect. I have a row behind it too. I'm not going to go through all of those just because it's boring. It's just the typical games you'd be expecting. Been playing a lot of Monster Hunter, so that's what's been sitting out. I have my movies in here. I'm not going to go through all those either just because that's kind of a waste of time, but they're really random. I have just a lot of the classics. These are kind of cool. I got at Best Buy. They're the Steelbook Alex Ross drawn monster movies. Universal monster movies. So this is Frankenstein. Pretty cool. And then I have Bride of Frankenstein as well in there. So those are nice. They're kind of collector's items in a way. So I enjoy that. But yeah, I just have some movies back there. I have some back there. I have the complete series of Batman 66. I have a season of Justice League, some of that stuff. But yeah, it's nothing too crazy. So that's pretty much my room. I hope you enjoyed looking at it. Nothing too fancy now. I'm going to do a follow-up video to this eventually to show you kind of what my actual nerd room will look like, because we're putting a lot of thought into it and we're working really hard to make it look good, and I think it'll be really cool to show off. So this is just a temporary space for now, and it does what I need it to do, but hopefully I'll have something a little more permanent. So until next time, I hope you enjoy this. There will be a video coming out here within the next I don't know, week or two, so look forward to that, and I'll see you next time.